So, hello Cyberland, my name's Marlin, the channel's Old Part Hacks, and what we're going to look at today is a problem I've had. I need to make a bracket for that stupid drill press over there. Let me reset this back up, sorry about the nausea. And the plastic one that normally goes over there is completely inadequate, so I'm making this one up. It's got a hole for the stop arm here, which then lets me make this a firm adjustment on both up and down. I needed a certain size hole here to go over the nose of the spindle. I tried making that hole using this, which is a Milbro hole cutter, which was wholly inadequate. I had to re-grind the shape of the tool because what they had there wasn't working. Anyway, I still don't have a big enough hole, and I don't trust that in any way, shape, or form. So what I'm going to do is put a 4-jaw chuck on my lathe. And I got this handy-dandy one from Sanou. They're their model number K72-100. It was pretty cheap. You know what, I'm cheap. What can I say? And that's this chuck right here, which is gooey beyond all belief right now. I will be taking that apart, cleaning it, because I don't want to get covered in oil, and putting it on the lathe. Needless to say, the 3-jaw will come off. The question is, of course, is this whole pattern back here the same as on the lathe? And that we're going to find out here in just a few moments. I will say the jaw, or the chuck, comes, you know, in your standard well-packed foam package. And the included accessories include the chuck key with the auto eject spring, which is coming off, and a set of bolts matching the chuck. So now let me go ahead and peel off the 3-jaw chuck, which is still on the lathe, and we'll go from there. So I'll be back in just a few. So actually, in review, I decided to start by tearing the new chuck down. Let's go through it a little bit. The jaws are reasonably well made. By the way, these are insanely hard. I punched in marks here so I could tell which jaw was which, and then matching marks over here so I know where they came from. It's the only sensible thing to do. In looking at the jaws, as I said, they're insanely hard. They are ground. You can see the grinding marks, but that's a pretty good finish on some key surfaces, especially here on the clamping, potential clamping surface. You'll never get to it except with the smallest of parts. But the upper surfaces here have all been ground. The process of making these, they start with a piece of bar stock that's quite a bit over the final jaw dimension. The reason I say that is you can see cutting marks here where they actually cut this thread in. I'm quite sure that's cut. They do the shape, or the primary shape milling, the slot on the other side. By the way, these are all marked 3C. Once they have that done, they harden them, and I mean they harden them. And then they grind this surface, this surface, this surface, the two outside surfaces to the dimension, this surface, this surface. I don't know why they grind the surface, aside from aesthetics perhaps. Same with here, here, and there. Not a bad chuck, or not a bad jaw, really. The chuck itself, this surface appears to be ground as well, as is, I don't know if that's ground or just a good surface turning finish. The screws here, the adjusting screws, are held in by these, which I'm sure are just essentially U-clamps that clamp halfway across. If you look down in there, you can see the end of it, and I don't see any other way aside from they're just keyed, and they expect the back plate to hold them in so that the screws don't fall out, so that the jaws don't fall out. Not a bad little chuck, I don't think, for its price. This surface appears to have been, as I said, ground relative to the back surface, so we'll see how flat this is once I get it up on the lathe. I got to check the lathe for flatness as well. Let's see, what else to say? The Bojan was a snark, you see? Anyway. Overall impression, not horrible. Gooey, yes. Cleanup was a pain. But then, oh yeah, when cleaning them up, make sure you do kind of clean well, because these jaws, at least this surface and these surfaces, and I'm not sure exactly which surfaces, but some of the surfaces appear to have been ground in place because there is some grinding residue in there. The final thing about this is mounting. Let's take a quick look at that. The question, of course, is there are 2 3/4 questions. Outside diameter, but that's not really critical. Bolt hole diameter, diameter of the inner hole, and, of course, the depth. So let's get the handy-dandy, quick and dirty, yeah, get it about right meter out. Turn the thing on. Turn on. We are in inches. Let's take this to millimeters. The bolt hole circle, let's see. I would suspect that's 84 millimeters. People tend to do things on even numbers. And 84 looks just about right. The inner diameter here is probably spec'd at 72. Yeah, I would expect this is called out at 72. So 84 and, oh, I don't need to write this down. I can just listen to the stupid recording. 84 and 72. The depth is probably spec'd at 4. I know, do it the right way. Nag, nag, nag. Let's see, yeah, we can get away with that, I think. Yeah, 3.98, call it 4. The diameter here, 1 inch, roughly. Not quite 1 inch. 27. They're shooting for 25, I would think. Or slightly under 25. What is that in inches? Yeah, it's not quite 1 inch they're shooting for there. But that's bigger than the bore on the my mini mill, or mini lathe. My Vevor mini lathe has a center bore of 3/4 of an inch. So this bore will not restrict that. Now the question is, what is the footprint of this relative to the chuck that's on the mini lathe sitting over there? Okay, I think that's about all I got for you right now. And I think we'll continue this in probably the next video, because this is already getting to be about 10 minutes long, and I can't do anything beyond that. Brain goes bye-bye. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I hope you have a great day. And remember, the key to that is don't get caught. Bye. Oh, if you like what I'm doing, yeah, the traditional like, and perhaps even, if please, a subscribe. Thank you much. Bye.